everybody, it's Jasmine. I want to share a story with you. A couple of weeks ago, I started receiving phone calls from a debt collection company, and they didn't identify themselves. I had to Google them by their phone number. And they started asking me about my dad, and he owes this money. They wouldn't tell me who it was for. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. He's deceased. He died about over a year ago. And I can't help you. I don't know what you're talking about. I told him to please stop calling me. So over the next couple of weeks, they called me about 2 to 3 times a day, and I would ignore them, or I would tell them, please stop calling me. And I said, you know what, I'm sick of it. I'm going to call my attorney. So I called my attorney and I said, what are my rights? What can I do? And he said, first of all, they're not even allowed to come asking for the money from you. They can only collect money by the debtor. Okay? They don't even have a right to call me. So I asked him, what can I do? And he said, well, have you already asked them to stop calling you? And I said, yes, it's the day and the time that I told them to stop calling me. And he said, okay, send me all of their information, all the times they've called, what they've said, where they're located, and I will write a letter for you telling them to stop calling. Perfect. Once the attorney wrote that letter, within 2 days, I stopped getting phone calls. And it has been, let's see, about 2 weeks, and I haven't heard from these people. I want to give you a brief couple of things that the attorney wrote in this letter, because I have a copy of it, and it's amazing. This is why they stopped, okay? So the attorney said that I, Jasmine, I am disputing the validity and terms of this debt under the terms of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the Fair Credit Billing Act, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, and the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So under four different acts, they should not have been contacting me. It says here, you and your organization are hereby given notice to cease and desist all attempts to collect the above debt. Failure to comply will result in Jasmine immediately filing a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission and the Texas Attorney General's office. Jasmine will also pursue all causes of action against you and your company. It also warns that Jasmine may utilize telephone recording devices to document any future telephone conversations. Okay, this is all under my rights. You are given notice to not place any information on Jasmine's credit reports. Any negative information that has been placed on Jasmine's credit reports by your agency must be removed immediately. It also says that as a third-party collector, this company, to do that in the state of Texas, the Texas Finance Code 392.101 requires that they must have a bond on file with the Texas Secretary of State. Demand is hereby made upon them to send a copy of the bond with the Texas Secretary of State's file marks thereon. Okay? This is a 2-page letter from my attorney telling them to cease and desist all actions with me. And they have. And all of that didn't cost me a penny outside of my Legal Shield membership. Okay? This stuff happens to people all the time. They get harassed and told the police are going to come after them, take their children, all these things. But I didn't have to deal with that because my attorney wrote a letter and told me exactly what I had to do. That's it. Bye.